Okay, welcome everyone listening to this recording. Week 2. I'm just going to get Mustafa to present his screen. He wants to show me something. So it's 6:30 now. I don't have anyone else in the room. So I'm not sure why no one's coming in. I even changed the time for everyone. But please come in. Please come into these classes. Really important. All right, Mustafa. Whenever you're ready, you can present if you know how. No, I'm sorry. I can't see Mustafa. Do you want to send me screenshots instead? Oh, yep, send me screenshots. I'll have a look. Apparently, you can't use the recycle bin. Is it Active Directory recycle bin or the actual recycle bin? Which one? I know it's a silly question, but it did. Okay. Yeah, that should be working. So you're not okay. Fair enough. That was a stupid question. I got the answer. I got the answer as it deserved. So. All right. Anyway, we got to start, Mustafa. If people come late, they just have to accept that they won't be getting everything, at the same, everything that they should be getting. Please, everyone, if you're watching this recording, if you come in and watch my weekly sessions, I will. How should I put this subtly? When it comes to marking your assessments, I will. When I'm marking the assessment, I will know that it'll be, in my opinion, that you are understanding the content as you submit it. That's just a hint. Okay, there's study out there, there's empirical evidence that suggests the more people contribute to discussion groups and the weekly sessions, the better their marks are. So that's just a bit of a hint. If you want a better mark, contribute to the discussion group, and also and to others, and also attend these weekly sessions. I'm just letting you know. All right, so I'm going to share my application screen. Sorry, my screen, and we're going to get this show on the road. I would use this time to ask if anyone had any issues or any difficulties. Since I've only got one person in here, I can't give you that dedicated support, the live, dedicated, in front of the computer, I'm here, you're here, support, and that's a shame. That's really a negative impact on your learning and development, because you have this chance, this 1 hour, for me to help you solve the problems. If your VMs are not working, for example, I'm here right now and I can get them running straight away. Otherwise, I've got 24 to 48 hours to respond to your questions. So if you have me live, I could do it straight away. Now, this is just everyone who's watching this as a recording. All right, so let's start. So Mustafa, we're going to start this class. We'll do the lab. Mustafa, can I ask you, how long did it take you to do this lab? I'm just out of curiosity. Was it long or? Okay, that's not too bad. All right, well, I might do that. I might go ahead, because since there's only you and I here, we might as well do the lab together. And when I get to that stage where you're having an issue with it, with the recycle bin for Active Directory, maybe you can see the steps that I've taken, and maybe I would do something that will make sense to you. Okay, I'm just loading up the module now, and I'm going to do the lab. Virus. Oh wait a sec. So I've got the completely wrong class. Let's get the right class. Enterprise, Network, and Administration. Yeah, it's good. It's always good to double up. That's true. Okay, so let us go. Oh, we're going to do a RODC. Hi, Zian. RODC or RODOC, depends. Pretty cool subject. Oh, Zach, yeah, of course, that's right, Zach. This is a good lab. I like this one. This is a good one. I've done this lab. I've done all the labs, but I forgot exactly which one. But I have got them working. I know I didn't get the DNS lab from the last week to get it working at the very end, but everything else was okay. All right, so this is what we need. We need to fire up. We need to fire DC1. Oh, did you, Zach? That's good. You have to show me. Give me some screenshots. So we're going to fire up DC1, server 1, the router, and server 3, and client 101. Yeah, let's do that. Apparently, the router from another class, not this class, the router virtual machine shuts down sometimes. Did anyone encounter that issue here? This router here, does anyone have an issue with this? That did this lab? Any other? No? That's your issue. Okay, Zach, that's your issue, right? All right, I got you. I thought it was another class for some reason. I don't know. All right, let's do this. We'll have a look. We'll see what's happening. All right, so DC1 and server 1. You know that you can press Control button. Oh, Tanner, yeah. Okay, Tanner. You know that you can press Control and select the virtual machines. And you can do that. And client. And you can right click and start them all at the same time. Did you all know that? Interesting. And we can connect to them all at the same time too. See that? There we go. If you're not learning something every day, you're not doing it right. Yeah. I was on a train to work. I just got back from work. I was at the Cisco Live conference for work, and I'm learning things all the time. Today, what I learned on the train is that it's best not to fall asleep. That's what I learned on the train coming today, because I had a person staring at me. I opened my eyes, still staring. Close my eyes, open, still staring. Yeah, that's it. I'm never falling asleep again on the train. DC1. That's a good learn. That's right. Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I just had a nice face. Maybe. Now what am I doing here? So I want to load up DC1. I think. Yeah, I want to load up DC1. Password. By the way, I was supposed to load DC1 first and wait for the others, but doesn't matter. Should be okay. DC1 should always be the first one to run. No, it should be okay. Tan should not. That should not be a factor. I think there's plenty of RAM here. There should be plenty of RAM. 16 gigs. Yeah, that's interesting. So this has 16 gigs. How many? If we're running these ones, yeah, no, that should be okay. Mustafa, if anything, maybe the servers the actual virtual machines don't have enough RAM on them. If anything. because it's only up to one maximum of 2 gigs. But the maybe each that could slow it down. Windows 22 should have a little bit more, than 2 gigs. But anyway, it could, maybe for what we're doing, I'd probably say not really. All right, now in regards to the router, Zach, I fired all these virtual machines up at the same time. I wonder if that's going to affect the router. Because the router we should do the domain controller first, wait till it loads, then we start the router. Then we start like in sequence. Sometimes that can be an issue, sometimes. Although I've worked in environments where I loaded Active Directory last and everything still worked. So, but the best practice out there, I've always been told, always start the Active Directory, the domain controller first. So maybe it's just the router crashing. Okay. Yeah, well, we're going to check it out. We're going to check it out. Yes, that's correct. Yes, Zach, for sure. I've never been able to prove it myself, but when I do it, seems it's called anecdotal evidence and anecdotal. Weird, strange name. The spelling's even worse. Don't ask me to spell it because I won't. But it's things just seem to work when you load the directory controller first. I guess it makes sense. Anyway, so we have got that up and running. Server 3. Oh, I've got server 1 running, haven't I? That's not what we want. What's server 3? Oh, thank you. Yep. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, perfect. So DC, router, server, that's good. Yeah, I'm just going to turn that off. And then server 3. No, that's okay. No, I'm glad you did that. I'm glad. That was good. I won, while that's loading, I won a prize at the Cisco conference Monday. The prize I won, you won't believe it. Who wants to have a guess? We'll do a guessing game while this is loading. I'll give you some clues. What is the fastest growing sport in the US? Oh man, a router. I wish. You know the new routers that are coming out. Ooh, I wish I could. Oh, sorry. I think you think that you broke the router. I thought your guess was router. No. I won. I won a. Yeah, no, not a router. I wish. I'll give you a clue. It is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. I'll put it back up and running. You can't see the screen because you crashed. Okay. I'll give you a clue as to what I won. It's the fastest growing sport in America. It comes in a kit. It has balls in it. Okay, that's all I'll give you. I'll leave the rest to you. It's a new type of sport, and I won this. Not quite dodgeball. Nope. No, not dodgeball. You know, I'm too slow, old, and fat. I would never win a dodgeball. Like, no way I'd win that. I'd be everyone's target at dodgeball right now. I say, Harry's there. Haha, great. Let's go for him first. All right, so we're in. I'll give you another clue. The balls they're small and they have holes in it. That's a dead giveaway. That's it, pickleball, bingo. So, and how do you know about pickleball? I mean, like how? I never even heard of it. Oh, I did hear about it, but oh yeah. It's upstairs. I wish I should bring it down and show you. But apparently, it's a very expensive kit. It's like they're like $300-400. I'm like, oh, this is going on eBay today. I'm gonna put it on eBay. See how much money I can get for it. All right, now, so I've signed into route. Okay, great. So let's go over to server 3. Now, I don't know why, but I can't remember this lab 100%. This is the first time I've run this unit, but I went through all the labs very quickly, very briefly. So, but these, like, I've been doing these labs for ages. I was running the official Microsoft labs, the official mock Microsoft online Microsoft. What was the mock stand for? Microsoft. Anyway, they were official Microsoft labs, and yeah, they're pretty much exactly like these. I'm just going to do an IP configure. I just want to see what's happening. So that's a statically configured IP address. I don't even need to look at the HTTP. When I see preferred, I know straight away that it's that's static, and it's not what we've got here. Oh, so this? No, it is. So 13.255. Oh, default gateway is not there. Okay, we do not have a default gateway. I've got a theory. I have a theory. My brain is telling me, let's go to the router and let's have a look at the IP address. And by the way, Windows does routing, but you don't really want to do routing on a Microsoft server. 3210. No, it's not. That's interesting. All right. Well, my theory is out the window, but I just what I'll do is I want to show you guys something. And I know that Zach and Tanner, you guys are pretty switched on, but for those watching in the background who don't really they're not sure what's happening here, why we've got a router in place, just want to give you a quick just a quick explanation of what's happening. So we have our, where's my pen? Pen, where are you? Hang on, I need to go to my configuration here for my Wacom pen and pad. It's using the wrong screen, so we'll be going over time today. I don't mind. The tablet driver is not responding. Click OK to restart the driver. All right, that's not good. Connected device. There we go. Beautiful. So this is the tablet. This is what I use. I like sharing stuff. I like telling everyone what I've got. I like to share the love. So I'm going to set it up now. I already set it up. I don't know why I have to set it up again. Okay, let's. I need to map it. I've already done this. Why do I need to do this again? There's map settings. All right, so I need to set it on that side. Monitor 2. There we go. So my pen moves around there. It maps to the pad there. There we go. All right, now, you're going to work now. Nah, still not working. All right, let's try again. Actually, maybe. Why is that monitor one? That's weird. That's really, really strange. All right, let's try that again. Okay, there we are. We're up and running now. There we go. Welcome everyone to Wacom Pen and Drawing. No, I'm just joking. So this is what we're doing. So we've got our Active Directory here. We have server 3. We have, what else do we have? We have a client, Windows client. It's like Windows 10 machine. Now, we've got something strange and weird. Usually we're going to have a Cisco router, and that's what a router, that's the sign for Cisco router. Usually we would have something like this. It doesn't have to be Cisco. It can be Aruba, it can be HP, it can be whatever. Yeah. So these would be all connecting to like a switch, Cisco's Catalyst switch. Yep, and then be like a port from the switch to an interface on the router. Yep. So that's what would usually happen in a production environment, like if a physical environment, but in a virtualized software-defined network. Zach, if you only want to communicate between devices on the same network, you only need a switch. But if I want to go out to the internet, like out to that big, nice, fluffy cloud there, the internet, or the internet, as the Americans say, then this would be like, this would be the gateway. That's the gateway address. And that's our egress, that's our exit. That's going out to the internet, right? So if we want to communicate just with these, we only need the switch. If it's in the same subnet and it's only here, we don't need a router, to be quite honest, unless we've got VLAN, so that's a topic for another day. But what we're doing in this virtualized environment, and this is pretty common actually these days, is we're going to use a software-defined kind of setup here. And we're going to put another virtual machine, and this is going to be a Windows Server machine, and this is called router. And we have a virtual switch. This is a virtual switch. In fact, this router is connected to 2 virtual switches. So this one, oops, sorry, that goes there, that goes there. Hang on a sec, no, that's not true. Yeah, so that goes there, that goes there. That goes up there, that goes there. Okay, so they're all communicating with each other, but that goes to another virtual switch, and that goes out somewhere. Where that is, we'll see later. So this switch is going out. So this one is going to be our gateway address. That's our gateway. That's these. If Active Directory or Server 3 or Windows 10 wants to go to somewhere else, has to go through this virtual machine, which is called the router. Windows 22 RTR. So that's what's happening here. Now, I wouldn't use Windows for a router, but it works for in the lab purposes. There are other software-defined, software-based routers. Cisco has that. What's the other one called? Oh boy, I forgot now. Fortinet. Fortinet has one. There's so many different types out there. Right? So, all good. So the default gateway in a DNS server. So we'll need to go back into, so what we're going to do is we need to go into server 3 and make sure the IP address is 192.168.100.1. We need to find out, we've already confirmed that, the subnet mask is 255.255.255. The default gateway, so I'll just call it gateway. That's going to be a 100.1. I'm not gonna write that down. And the DNS server is going to be, this is going to be interesting. This is, oh yeah, no, the DNS server can be different, that's fine. 32.10, that's what a DNS server is. But this gateway, it's a bit weird why we need to, default gateway is the IP address. It should be the default gateway. Sorry. No. Good pickup, thank you. The IP address is .13. My mistake, thanks for the pickup, you got it. Good, keeping me on my toes, that's good. All right, now, so we need to go back over to server 3. And I've noticed that there is no default gateway. And the DNS server, we don't have a DNS server either. We've got one IP version 6, but that's not what it's asking of us. So we need to configure this. This is nice and easy. If only all my other life issues are easy. Now, my other major crisis, the other issue that I'm going through at the moment is my stupid cat. Wakes me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, scratches the door. It won't stop until I let it outside. Does anyone else have an issue like that? Any life dramas like stupid cats? All right, now, this is the default gateway, 192.168.100.1. And DNS is going to be 172.16.32.10. Perfect. So, okay, make sure okay. Now I've got, and you can see that we've changed some network settings here. We've exposed a new network, I think. Now, an old mentor of mine, who's actually, no cat in your house? Yeah, that's good. Stupid cats are dumb. I don't actually, pets in general. I like pets, but not this one that I've got. Now, my old mentor said to me, I trust and verify, configure and verify. Verify and verify again. So there you go. I'm teaching you some more stuff. So again, remember, trust but verify, configure and verify, verify and verify again. So I've configured, I'm going to verify now, and there we go, nailed it. Trust me, do this. Always verify. Every time you configure, make sure that it's taken hold, that it's completed. All right, so that's done. Good, excellent. Sign in to server 1. Oh, good. So we are going to use server 1. Nice. Okay. No. That's right. Verify, configure, verify, verify. Correct. You can't go wrong. Have you ever heard of anyone heard of Zero Trust? The Zero Trust technology. Cisco, Cloudflare, these kind of organizations are heavy into that. There's no trust. These are technologies. These are cloud-based technologies. Zero Trust is amazing. There is no such thing as trust. Nothing trusts anything. You have to verify all the time on every single. You might get access to something. Great, wonderful. Yeah, let's all hold hands and sing songs around the fire. Well, the fire, and great, wonderful. But I still don't trust you. That's what it's saying. And we have to assume that we're breached already. We have a bad guy, because guess what? While I'm talking, telling you these stories, I'm doing stuff here. You know, they used to say it's not a matter of if, but when. That is old. That's 1920 stuff, 1930 stuff. Nowadays, with modern cybersecurity issues, it's not a matter of if, it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of it's already happening. You already have a breach on your systems. You already have malware. It's already there. That's the philosophy that we have in Zero Trust. You have to assume that something's there. So, sorry, I don't like that. I like all. Okay, so this is looking good. Same kind of setup there, but different IP address, obviously. It didn't ask us to do that, but I'll do it anyway. All right, sign into blah, blah, blah. We're gonna create some groups. We're gonna create following users, group, and organizational unit for testing. I don't know why. So actually, let's go back to DC1. I don't know why, but I like creating users and groups. I don't know, it's satisfying. I'm not sure why. It's weird, it's strange. I'm going to show you how I do it. I know that you can do it through the dashboard here somewhere. In fact, I know you can do it somewhere, but I can't remember because I like doing it this way, the old school way. Either here or PowerShell. PowerShell is actually much more powerful, but uses computers. If I've got 1 or 2 users, I won't use PowerShell because the amount of time it takes me to set up the PowerShell script, it's much quicker just to do it to the graphical user interface. But if I've got like 100 or 200 or 300 users that I need to create, I will definitely do it through PowerShell script. All right, so we need to create an organizational unit, don't we? So 3 users, Apple, Bob, Cook. I put the password, users must select, deselect, yeah. I'm going to do this in reverse, okay? I'm doing this in reverse. I'm going to create the organizational unit first. I'm going to do it the way that it should be done. So new, you can continue the way that you're doing it, and that's fine. So I'm going to teach you something interesting. Organizational units, you create them to assign group policies to it. Yeah, that's right, Tana, correct. Organizational units, group policies, you create groups to give folder access, file access. That's weird, okay? A bit strange. So OUs, organization units, you assign group policies, what we're allowed to do on our desktops. Groups are what files you're allowed to access. You're part of a group, and then you get to have access to a folder. All right, so we'll call it IT department. This is the correct way, yep. Go into organization units, and we're going to create, I'll create a group, a new group. I'm going to call it G executives. This global security stuff. One day we might teach you this. It's pretty important, but I'll just leave it at that. And then I'm going to create 3 users. And I'm going to call it Apple, Android. I don't know. Just type. So this is going to be Apple. Next, get rid of that. Oops. All right, easy. Create another one. Cook, Captain, Cook, yeah. Okay, good. New user. This is going to be, actually, no, we only need to do 2. No, you know what? I forgot Bob the Builder. Poor Bob. Always gets picked on. Oops. Oops. Okay, great. We're up and running now. Now, so next, I'm wondering if our DNS configuration that we did the other day shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully, it's not going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm on the. So that's it. So that's lab 2. We're getting started. So we're getting that set up. So then we go to the scenario. The scenarios is a part of configuring the infrastructure for your company to provide highly secured and available AD. You need to deploy an additional domain controller. So we're going to set up a brand new domain controller. Okay, at Hawthorne, perfect. And we're going to set up a RODOC server, RODC server. Now I'm just going to do this really quickly for those who don't have no idea what we're talking about here. I'm going to just do this really quickly. Okay, and that's okay. We can go over time, so I don't mind. So you've got your Active Directory, your Active Directory. Okay. So you got your server over here, which is a domain controller, and you are in this really large building. It's got it's like a 50-story building in the city on Collins Street somewhere, and you've got guards, and you've got cameras, and you got to have a pass. You've got man traps, which is these things where you got to go through 2 doors to get through. You have beautiful security. What if you have a branch somewhere and it's just one little office out in the middle of nowhere, and you've got a domain controller in here? Now this one, you've got no security. Someone can just walk into your branch office and just take the server, walk out. There's nothing you can do about it because you don't have security, you don't have camera. Well, maybe you might have a camera, but someone could just grab it. If you ever been to the NAB or Commonwealth Bank or Westpac, the banks, you can actually go in and just walk and take the computers if you wanted to. You'd be in big trouble. You'd be locked up for a few years. But like, you could physically go in. But God help you if you walk into the main office at Westpac, you will not make it outside the building. I'm telling you right now, NAB, these banks, you will not walk outside the building at a bank. You're better off trying to I don't know. You can't mess with banks. You're better off going to Parliament House and stealing a computer from there. But a bank, not going to happen. But at a branch, there's not much they can do about it. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to make this a RODC or RODOC, sort of a read-only domain controller. Basically, we cannot go to that machine and add anything to it. No, not going to happen. Everything on this DC replicates over to the RODC or RODOC server, right? But when I'm here, that's me there. I'm much fatter than that. That's way too skinny for me. But if I'm here, I can't configure this. There's not much I can do here. Actually, there's nothing you can do. It's lockdown. It's read only. We might be able to view stuff if you're clever enough. But that's a RODC. So there's replication happening. There's replication going that way, but you can't. It will not replicate that way. There's no replication going the other way. So if a hacker grabs that, good luck. Then they can't do anything. That's a read-only domain controller. Very useful. Very useful in a branch, in a small office with little security. All right. So there's not really redundancy. Not really. The first one, the additional domain controller in the Hawthorne branch office, an additional DC, yeah, no, that's redundancy there. It's redundancy. It's a full Active Directory. There's full replication. This Hawthorne branch, I have to assume there's security guards there too. It's locked up in a wiring closet somewhere. And that there's, instead of connecting to the main domain controller over the networks, over the internet, or through a dedicated leased line or something, we can have another domain controller in Hawthorne's branch office. And that's pretty common. And that will replicate, and that is replicates both ways. All right, so let's go over to server 1. And we're going to do this as a normal domain controller. Tools, manage, add roles and features. This is how I do it. I know there's other ways that it can be done, but I don't know, this is just nice and comfortable. Yeah, that looks good. And we're going to add Active Directory domain services. DNS is already there. I installed it the other day. Go to next. Group Policy Manager is already there. Good. Next. It's easy. Now that should take not that long. Shouldn't take too long. Yeah, while that's going, at the Cisco live event today, on Monday, they were saying that there's going to be about at the moment, there's like 3 to 4 million jobs that's short. At the moment, cybersecurity, they need to fill in 3 to 4 million, around 3.5 million, 4 million job roles in cybersecurity. They're a bit of a shortfall. The only problem is they're looking for 2 to 3 years of experience. That's where the shortfall is. It's a problem. So, well, that's the issue, Zach. You guys will be first year, but that's okay. No, there is, you get yourself into an entry level role, and the good news is this is a good thing, Zach. Look at this in a positive way. As soon as you get your 1.5 years experience, you go straight into a cybersecurity role, and you're going to get lots of decent little dinars or dirhams or pesos or shekels, whatever you like to call them, or lira. Although I don't know, but I think the Lebanese lira, because I'm Lebanese, so I think Lebanese lira is at the moment 1 million lira to about $2, I think, $1.50, something like that. So anyway, all right, close that. Now we'll click on the flag over here. We're going to promote this server to a domain controller. And we are going to add a domain controller to an existing domain. Okay. All right, so this is important. If you're setting up a brand new Active Directory, a domain controller, you'd create a new for us, but we already have one. It's called DC1, funnily enough. The administrator, if you ever see something that's not administrator, then it's probably not set up correctly. We're just going to next that. In the second example, we're going to add it as a RODC. Some people call it RODC, some people call it RODOC, some people just call it RODC or read-only domain controller. Hang on, back. Yep, that's fine. Next. If you've got sites, some large organizations, they'll have a domain controller per site. This is the password. Just put password there. This is in case your data, your file, what do you call it? If you need to recover if you need to restore your directory services, say your Windows Server Active Directory crashes, you can't get into it, but you need to restore Active Directory somewhere, then you need that password. I don't think there's anything else here. By the way, that password, if you're doing it in a real life production environment, keep it safe. Like, again, I've said to Frodo, keep it safe, keep it secret. That's what you got to do. Click on next, and then replicate. I believe it's just, I think just next, yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't do that in a real production environment, Zach. Oh, now, by the way, see this view script? When I do this, I always copy this script. This is a good backup. This is a good backup of your configuration of your Active Directory. So if I ever need to, if I lose this or something happens, and I set up a new virtual machine, I just copy and paste this into PowerShell. It saves me time. I like that's pretty good. All right, so we'll next that. This will take however long it takes. While we're waiting, after we install this, don't worry about these messages. They're always complaints. While we're waiting, we're going to go over to server. We're going to go to the next exercise. We're going to hang on. We're going to complete the RODC installation. So we're going to go back over to Active Directory. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Double click. I don't need that anymore, but I'll minimize it just in case. I'll go over to Active Directory users and computers. I don't know why it's asking us to do this, but that's all right. We'll go to, hang on a sec. Sorry, yeah, tools, Active Directory users and computers. Right click. Yep, we're going to right click the SWIN local. We're going to raise the domain functional level. No, it's already 2016. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's asking that. Oh yeah, there is a reason. We're showing you this because for a RODC, its absolute minimum is 2016. Okay, it can't be 2012. It's a feature starting at Windows 2016. By the way, if you've got Windows 2012 server, I think it's time to upgrade. Now we're going to pre-stage a computer account for the new RODC, which you can do. You go to computers, or do they want us to put in the OU? Right-click domain controllers. Yeah, fair enough. Right-click domain controller, pre-create read-only domain controller account. This is good. Instead of logging onto the domain before it's been created, we'll do it now. A lot of companies will do this and deploy it at the branch office, then take that server to the branch. So not the head office. So they'll do this at the head office, pre-configure the server, then take it to the branch office and set it there. Okay, I think that's fine. Computer name, we're going to call it SWin22 server 3. Next, we're going to verify the computer name. Hopefully yeah, that's fine. This is okay for lab purposes. We'd usually have another name for this. Is there a command to get the list of configurations done? Like Shara, not really. Not really, not like a Cisco device now. Be good actually, be a good idea. All right, I think PowerShell, there could be something like that. I don't know actually. All right, so additional options. Okay, good. Global catalog, we'll see that it's a read-only domain controller. Awesome. I have a feeling that, all right, let's try this. I've got a feeling that our DNS configuration from the last exercise might have messed this up. I probably should have restored this virtual machine. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. To simplify administration, who are going to set this up for? Doesn't say here. Oh, yes, it does. Yeah, we want the user Apple. That's it. Good. We can type it down, or we can set it from there. We can type Apple. Check names. There we go. Apple Android. So that person can log in to the ROTC server and do some limited configuration. Very, very limited. All right. Click next. Next again, and finish. I'm just worried about the DNS server, to be honest. Okay. No worries. Hopefully it will work. Go back to server 3. Yep. I'm just going to have a quick look. I want to have a look to make sure that the server 1, yeah, that restarted, so that's good. All right, so we'll come back to this. That's the Active Directory, the second Active Directory there. So we're in server 3 now. This is the ROTC server, or RODOC server. And we are going to go ahead and manage, add roles and features. And then what are we doing? Next. So let me just, yeah, next. And then next. And then Active Directory Domain Services, yes. Next. Next again, and install. That's easy. When it's time to promote it, then we're going to do something different. I'm gonna start moving faster now, because we're running out of time. It's already coming up to an hour and a bit. Okay, so we are waiting. Still waiting. Yeah, true. It's not enough time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bypass. No, group policy is kind of important. Yeah. Yeah, it's such an important topic. I'm just looking ahead at the moment. Configuring password policy. Close. We'll go to promote this domain controller. We'll go to add new domain to an existing, sorry, add domain controller to an existing domain. We'll click on select. And we'll type in, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel that. I'll go to domain, now I'm going to type this, swin.local. Either there or I can go to change there. Both ways work okay. We're going to do swin and then Apple, because that's the username. Remember, that's the person that we've assigned the role of doing stuff to this ROTC server. Click on next. And we'll see how that works out. Yeah, correct. A pre-created ROTC account that matches the name server exists in the factory. That's good. That's a good thing. Nice. Remember this password. I need to make sure I'm. Yep, okay. And then replicate from, we're going to replicate from this, from the DC1. So the other one's up and running. We'll do it on the DC1 there. Then next, this database, yeah, we'll go next. And that's it. This has worked out pretty okay. All prerequisites completed. We're fine. Yeah, the next parts of the lab are actually pretty important. I would love to go through these. Password configuration policy. We've got group policy object. That's really important. We need to go through that. And then the Active Directory recycle bin. All right, what we're going to do, I'm going to go over to exercise 4 and have a look at Active Directory recycle bin. And then I might, maybe next week, I'm going to be here. I'll be here at 6 p.m. while everyone else is here at 6:30. And I'll start the exercises at 6 p.m. next week because at 7:30, I actually have another. Sorry, 7:45. I have another commitment on Wednesday. So, but let's go ahead and do configuring Active Directory recycle bin today, and we'll do the next one later. So exercise 4, configuring Active Directory recycle bin. Enable the Active Directory recycle bin. But which machine are we doing? Where should we be logged in at? Let me check. I think we should be at DC1. Okay. DC1. Let's go to DC1. That's DC1 there. If we go to users, so we'll go to IT and we create. Okay, so in the tasks pane, where is the tasks pane? So click on Swin, yep. Right click, all tasks, I think. New. So click on swin local. Action task. I don't know what they mean by that. Hang on a sec. Unless they mean somewhere here. All right, this lab's a bit weird. I'm just gonna ask something. I'm just gonna look at my notes. By the way, Active Directory, if it doesn't have a recycle bin and you delete a user, it's gone forever and you can't recreate that user ever again. Even if you create the same name, exactly the same name, it's because it has a security ID associated to it. And that messes a lot of things up. All right, so we click on swin local. I can't find the task pane. Am I going blind? Actually, wait a sec. Hang on a sec. What am I doing? I think I'm just tools, administrative center. Okay. All right. Okay, fine. Do it your way. This is the new way of doing it. Whatever. We're going to the administrative center. So that's what they want us to do it this way. Fine. Click on here. I'm just not very familiar with this. I don't do it this way. So, but enable recycle bin. Enable options available. It will go there. Are you sure you want to perform this action? Once recycle bin has enabled, it cannot be disabled. Cool. Refresh. Okay. Now we go and create a user, and we'll delete it at the same time. All right. So if we go over to users, actually we'll go to the best practice is disable users first. If you disable it, they won't be able to log in anyway. So never delete a user. I'll show you how to delete it. Actually, we're going to do it now. Okay, so if we right click, the best practice is to disable it. It's disabled. It can't do any harm. A hacker can't use it and log in remotely or whatever. You can re-enable it anytime if you've made a mistake. If you delete it, it's gone forever and you can never ever get it back unless you have a recycle bin. Delete. And if I didn't have a recycle bin, it's gone forever. Even if I recreate it from absolute nothing, from again, exactly the same username, details, everything identical, the SID, secure ID, is going to be different. Don't know. Control Z? Don't think so. No, I don't think so. But the SID is what gives you permissions to folders. So if you've got access to a folder or an application, it gives that control, it gives access to the SID, not the user, because we can change the user's name, the name and other details, but the SID we can't change it. If we do, then that SID stays on that the folder, and it just gets messy. It stays there even though it doesn't exist anymore. And when you recreate it, you think that you have access to that folder, but you don't, because you haven't added that SID. So never ever delete a user account. Don't delete it unless you really do need to delete it. You disable it. It's better to disable and put it in an this is what we do. The best practice: create a new organizational unit. New. If you delete it, it doesn't. No. If you delete it, it deletes it. Gone. But if you disable it, so what we do is we create a new organizational unit called disabled. Now don't laugh. It's not funny. Disabled users. It's not people who are disabled. They're just users who are not. We will. So what we'll do is we disable that user, and then put it into this organizational unit, and we create a group policy to absolutely lock it down completely. You can't even breathe. Absolutely lock it down with the most strict type of organizational unit that you can imagine in that OU. That's that we put in the disabled users, something like that. That's some good practice. Now we've deleted it. How we're going to bring it up again? We're going to restore it. Go back to Administration Center. And we will go to deleted objects, I believe. Is it? Yeah, there it is. Right click and restore. That will restore it. Let's have a look. You have to refresh this. Yeah, there it is. It's there. So was it Zach or Tanner who had that issue? The recycle bin. Did you click on the refresh button up here? Maybe that was the issue there. Yeah, Tanner. So Tanner, it could be you didn't that refresh button up here. Maybe you needed to click that up here. So try that. I'm gonna come early next week and do the group policy if you want to come early and watch me do that part. But in the meantime, that's it. That's all we've got for you today. So hopefully you've had fun today. Anyone watching, yeah, please do. Yeah, so don't delete this user. Right click, disable account. Yeah, and you would put it in an organizational unit there, disabled users. And under here, you would link it to a group policy that's really strict. It won't even allow it to do anything. That's what we do. That's what we've always been. That's what we do in that scenario. And if you've made a mistake, you can just re-enable it and put it back in the organizational units. Easy. So anyone listening to this recording, I'm a bit disappointed you didn't come into the class today. Actually, pretty upset about it. I really want you to come into the Wednesday evening, 6:30 p.m. I've changed the time for you to make it easier. I'm going to reiterate this. Okay, cool. I'm just going to say this again, just in case you've missed it. Those who come to the weekly classes, when it's time for me to mark your assessments, when I mark it, I will be of the opinion. My opinion is more likely going to be more favorable to your assignments, and that I'm confident that you know what you're describing, what you're writing in your assessment. Just a bit of a hint. Okay, so please come to these classes, really important. All right, I'm going to end the recording, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Take care.